I wanted to cover a topic that comes up quite a lot in the work that I do, with the families that I speak to, with the families that I work with, and a comment that is made frequently that I just wanted to address in case it's something that you're experiencing with your child. So I want to tell you why your child hates their cot. So quite often families will say to me, I can't get my child to sleep in their cot during the day. Maybe they will sleep in there at night time, but during the day it's a no-go. And quite often I'm faced with a situation where families have gone so far as to even remove the sides on the cot because they've convinced themselves that their little one is frightened of the cot, doesn't like the sides, doesn't like being blocked in, doesn't feel safe, and so that taking off the sides is going to be like a miraculous solution to any problems that they are identifying. And 9 times out of 10 that's only going to make things worse, because what you don't want to do is offer a child under the age of 2.5 to 3 freedom, because they're just going to exploit that. They're going to come out of the bed, they're going to come looking for you, and it just gives you a whole new set of problems to contend with. So the answer to the question in hand, which is, why does my child hate their cot? It's because they're not self-settling. If your child has any aversion to being in their sleep space by themselves, is showing signs of resistance when you try to put them there for sleep, whether it's at night time, bedtime, or during the day, then have a little think about what is happening in the lead up to them going to sleep, and ask yourself if they are self-settling. Because if a child can successfully self-settle to sleep and can go through the whole process of being completely awake to being completely asleep all by themselves without any help or input or guidance at all, then there should be no reason that they should fight going into their cot or show signs of resistance going into their sleep space for sleep. If there is anything that you are having to do to guide your child with sleep, so anything from feeding them milk to get them drowsy before they go to sleep, falling asleep whilst feeding, holding them until they fall asleep, rocking them until they fall asleep, lying with them until they fall asleep, so being physically present until they go to sleep, using motion, so using the car or the pram for sleep regularly, or the use of a dummy is also something that will help them. So it's not 100% self-settling if a dummy is in use. So if any of these things are happening, then you cannot move your child into their sleep space awake and expect them to do it by themselves, because that skill isn't there yet, and they need guidance on establishing and developing that self-settling skill in order to be in a place where they can go from being completely awake to completely asleep in their sleep space, which will be in a quiet, calm, dark, comfortable, familiar environment. So, we want to encourage sleep. Daytime sleep in a cot is brilliant. That's what we want to aim for. I don't recommend that all sleep needs to be in there, especially at a younger age where there's maybe 3 or 4 naps in the day. I would never recommend being at home all day every day to accommodate sleep at home, but the quality of sleep that will be achieved in a dark, quiet, familiar, comfortable environment will be much better than that achieved out and about, or in a situation where your little one hasn't self-settled to get to sleep, because they will wake up looking for whatever it is that's helped them to get to sleep. So it's not anything personal to your child's sleep space or their cot or where they're sleeping. It is likely to be connected to the fact that they're unable to self-settle, and they will be getting upset if they don't know how to self-settle and you aren't guiding them or showing them what to do, or you're not sure how to handle that and you need to know what the alternative is. If there's things that you've got in place that are currently helping your child to get to sleep, even if you're helping them to get into a drowsy state before they go to sleep, that's not successful self-settling, because they're not going through the whole process themselves if they're halfway there already when you put them down. So if this is something that sounds familiar for you as a family, that sounds familiar for your little one in terms of the response to being in the cot, if you feel like there's resistance there, ask yourself if they are successfully self-settling, and if you need any advice on what the alternative is to maybe what you already have in place. If you want to establish and practice that skill, then please let me know, get in touch. I would be delighted to help. I am qualified in several strategies that can help you to achieve that change and to establish that new skill for your child. Thank you very much for watching, and speak soon. Bye.